Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion plays Kerbal Space Program, where on the last episode we accomplished some stuff. I'll tell you straight up, we should probably level up some of our buildings, but I'm gonna wait on YouTube to yell at me about that so I know what to upgrade most efficiently. I mean, there's not really much of a cost to carrying too much money around right now, except for the opportunity cost as opposed of not using it. But, we're not really looking to complete a contract right now. We're looking to achieve a milestone. Did I accidentally cancel the contract to get science from around the moon? Maybe it expired, actually, now that I think about it. I thought maybe I accomplished it? You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I still need to land on the moon. This one's just the hydraulic manifold. I don't know, dude. But anyway, we want to land on the moon and then return. And we just unlocked landing gear that might make that a little bit more appropriate. So let's leave the facility. I'm not worried about completing a contract here. We should get mad science if this actually works. Good kid, mad science. So we're looking for Dummun. I think we want lander. Wait, what's going on with this thing? You see what I mean? Is there a boy in there right now? Where is... Nate, come back here. Where's Jebediah? Is he dead? Is he sitting out here somewhere? Like, we might as well go recover this stuff. Can we not? Oh, wait. Landed at the Mun! We never reversed from when we got back here. My boy Jebby is just hanging out. Yeah, there he is. Still alive. Okay. This is good. For some reason. No, it's great because it means we have a mission. Probably shouldn't have activated the parachute. Okay, well, there goes the parachute. Anyway, it's great either way. Because it means that we have a mission to bring Jebediah back. I don't think... Can we send him on EVA? We need to get an astronaut's complex upgrade first. So let's go back to the Space Center. He'll be fine there. So astronaut's complex needs to be upgraded. So you'll excuse me here. Kerbals can perform EVAs. Heck yeah. Let's go. That was cheap, too. Alright, so if we can send Valentina to bring back... Jebediah, that would be ideal. So we're going to get Lander Test 02. I think this one was working fine. And then we're going to get rid of these micro-landing struts, and instead we're going to have landing struts. I don't know how much better these are going to be, but, I mean, you got to admit that it's probably hard for them to be worse. Now, again, I might be doing this incorrectly, but I did actually read a tutorial after failing many times in the last episode. And the tutorial basically was like, keep doing what you're doing. To some extent, at least. It was like, slow your roll. We probably want to try to land with, like, a lot less fuel, is my guess. But we still have to return to... Well, I'm thinking, right? Because we have to land, but then we do have to return to Kerbin. But because the gravitational pull of the moon is so much smaller than the gravitational pull of Kerbin, we probably don't need Well, I mean, we definitely don't need nearly as much fuel. And if we're gonna rescue Jebediah, or at least attempt to, we should really have, like, a crew pod or something, right? Like, where, crew... It's in structural? No. Command... No. Certainly not engines or fuel tanks. There is a crew module that you can use. Maybe utility. Crew cabin. Crew capacity 2. I'm hopeful that this will survive. Now, we also unlocked new engines, didn't we? No, we just have the... I see. We have the previous engines, but we had some experimental parts last time. I understand. So again, really this episode is all about having a successful landing on the moon. It would be folly for me to be like, oh yeah, we're definitely going to get Jebediah. That would be ridiculous, but... There is at least a chance that we could get Jebediah. And we know that this rocket is at least capable of getting to the moon. And actually of getting to the moon fairly easily. Which is kind of amazing. I still think solid fuel boosters are like working for this stage. Oh, jeez. Certainly would not be so ridiculous as to assume that we couldn't improve upon this rocket's design, but really, we have no problems making it. We have few problems. Oh, jeez, careful here. Making it to the surface of the moon. The real problem for us is landing safely once we're there so we could eventually take off. If we could get to the moon and then get back, I would consider this like an unbelievable coup for us. It would be a huge milestone. So the thing is, it doesn't take off well. You know, my yaw's all messed up. My yaws. We're gonna keep burning roughly at this 45. Excuse me. And we're gonna get a much shallower... Oh, are my engines messed up? Are you firing? You are firing the one in the middle. That means we need to revert flight. That's my bad. Revert to launch. We should really just save once we get this. Because, like, why? No, this one should not fire here. This is the final stage. It's a really bad version of the final countdown. I gotta be honest, I didn't think it was that bad. I love this landing gear, dude. You know why I like landing gear? Is because it feels like you know what you're doing when you press the G key and your landing gear comes out. Like, it just makes you feel like you're a pilot. Like, that's, on your first day of being a pilot, your co-pilot's gonna have to be like, hey, bro, are you forgetting something? And you're like, all right, the landing gear. It makes me feel like I'm, like, a seasoned veteran. Which is obviously definitely true. Okay, this is where you're gonna get so much experience, you're not even gonna know what to freaking do with it. Valentina. It's not the correct angle, but it's not too bad. There we go. That's more where we want to be. And just hold it there. It's a little unwieldy. I'll give you that. We could do quick saves, and we'll do quick saves once we get closer to the planet. Alright, so this is roughly how we want to burn here. Apoapsis is at 47,000. I'm gonna... The thing is, I don't know the proper height for an apoapsis for getting to the moon, but I'm gonna cut it at like 90, let's say. The idea essentially being, it's gonna be enough that we're not gonna decay back to Kerbin, which is probably an ignorant statement from a physics standpoint, but not so much that we're burning too much fuel creating an apoapsis that is substantially higher than it needs to be. I shouldn't stress this part too much, because it's actually worked pretty well for us in the past here, so we'll just burn until 90,000. It's crazy that you can get here in 2 minutes. Can't even get a Coca-Cola on an airplane in 2 minutes. This is kind of unrelated to the issue. It's more because they've got to serve, a bunch of passengers, and, hey, sir, can I get you something to drink? Oh, yes, can I have the pomegranate juice, please? Oh, sorry, we don't have pomegranate juice. Oh, what kind of an airline doesn't have pomegranate juice? Obviously, we're pointing in an incorrect location here, but actually does not matter because we got plenty of time to get to the right place, which is like right here. We need Valentina to level up so that she can just have SAS leave her on the prograde and the retrograde. So, I mean, that's like as good as it gets starring Jack Nicholson right there. And I think we could probably start our burn right away. Why not? Technically, you're supposed to burn along the prograde marker, I believe, but it doesn't matter because we'll eventually, actually, not eventually, like very shortly we will intersect with the prograde marker, and then we should almost by definition be holding relatively steady with the prograde marker because we're accelerating in the direction of its locomotion. Alright, so the next step is we look up at the poles here. Wait until we have an orbit. And once we get an orbit, you just sort of continue to burn. There we go. We need the next stage now. Continue to burn until you intersect. By the way... It's still extending here. I don't know what happened, but... by the way, still need to learn about maneuver nodes. I guess you set a maneuver node, and then you can use... There's, like, arms on either side of the maneuver node you could use to move it. Maybe we'll try it here. In fact, what if we try it right now? Like, just give me a quick save. And then... set a maneuver node 45 degrees behind the moon. Can she set a maneuver node? How do you set a maneuver node? Well, 45 degrees behind the moon is like... Prograde, retrograde. What? Come back to me, baby. I mean, this is not where we want the maneuver node to be. Can we... Yo, is this working? This is not really what I'm looking for. I think, but... Hey, easy now. Okay, well, I mean... I don't really know what I've done. I'd like to move this, please. Yeah, I don't think we should add a maneuver there. That seems like a bad idea. What if we pull on this thing? Well, that's like... No, definitely don't do that. What have I done? Yeah. That's... Okay, that's the ticket. So what do you do with that? Great question. Great question. Next question. So after setting that maneuver node, I'm just going to continue to do what I was already doing and burn along the... No excuse, really. I just need to take the maneuver node tutorial because this is a little silly. Set a maneuver node. 45, because I mean, that's not 45 degrees behind it. It's like 180 degrees behind it. Maybe on 4 passes then we'll get, but I mean, we're not going that direction anyway. We're going in this direction. Very, very slowly. But we still have a ton of fuel. Any minute now. In the middle of the minute now, I go shooting into space. I go landing on the moon to rescue my Jeb. That's not really. What? Oh, there's like one. You see that? There's like one down here too. What do you do with that? You know, God only knows, right? How about this? You know, pull. 40. Wait. 45 degrees behind the moon. We're very, very slowly getting there. Yeah, something like this. I don't know. Just keep pulling on these until it turns into what you're looking for, despite traveling just along the prograde marker. Anyway, you know what? Okay, I'm doing more. I'm doing myself more damage than it's worth right now. I gotta say, Valentina, I knew Jeb, and you, madame, are no Jeb Kerman. But again, let's not lose sight. Our goal on this run is not to bring Jebediah back. It's just to land on the moon successfully and safely, and if we're able to do that, I'll be a very happy man. So we're, I mean, definitely not going to intersect with the moon on this one. It's a really unwieldy thing to land. Like, have you ever seen the lunar landers? It's certainly not like 4 fuel tanks or 3 fuel tanks, sorry, and a fuselage attached to it with like a science module. But, you know, I'm a better pilot than Neil Armstrong, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. So we're going to have you warp to here, please. Ooh, this, warp to here instead. I got a suspicion this one might actually be able to make it. No, not quite, huh? But the next one is like a guarantee, dude. And by the next one, I mean definitely the one after this one, because this one's not going to intersect. Come on. You can go a little faster than this. Ooh, I don't know. Maybe this one will work? I think we're going to miss it slightly, but... Ooh, maybe not. Maybe not. Looks all right to me. Really? You're going to do me dirty like that? Oh, that hurts. What you're doing hurts to me right there. So we're just going to keep going here. I know this is not the most efficient. It's a waste of time. I understand this. This is the perfect example of, like, if we just read the instructions, we'd be fine, but I'm being stubborn. Okay, this... Oh, okay, here we go. We got a chance on this one. Yeah, go down to speed 0. That makes sense. Okay. I'm gonna warp here. I know it's been a long 11 days, Valentina, but this is for all the marbles right here. Good stuff. Okay. Quick save. Good work. Now, get along the retrograde marker, please. There's the moon. Decent amount of fuel left. Maybe not to return, but again, this isn't really about returning. It's just sort of about getting there. We're 2 million kilometers, or sorry, 2 million meters above the surface of the planet at this point, so got a little bit of time to mess up slightly. Okay, good work. Next step is just decay this orbit into the moon. And if we could land close to Jeb, that might be for the best. But I don't like the way this arc looks, necessarily. We should have approached it from the other side, I think. If I could land and see Jeb. It's been a long flight without you, my Jeb. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you, Jeb. When I see you, Jeb. Look. That's about as close as we're going to get to the Jebster, I think. So, next step is save, because you've done a maneuver there. Good job. We're coming down like that, right? Yeah, so we could maybe maneuver to get a little closer to him. It's like, you know, part of a celestial body away. It's not necessarily zero distance, but I think at this point we can essentially speed it up quite a lot here. Yeah, maybe not that much, because I think we just blew up the moon. So just press F9 here. Hold F9, sorry. Good job, team. Hey, Moon, where are you at, dude? Ah, there you are. Okay. Sorry, I thought I lost you there for a second. Just like really, really slowly approaching it. There we go. That's not as slow as it used to be. Okay. And it's still not as slow as it used to be. So the next step, we want the retrograde marker to basically be, I mean, we don't have to worry about this too much at 500,000 meters above the surface of the planet, but we want it to be as close to 0 as possible. How does our landing site look right now? Where'd my Jeb? Oh, Jeb's, I think he's rotating. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. What do I know about space? Let's be honest. Seems like I'm pushing the marker further away. It's not my intention. Alright, now let's cool it, because we are getting fairly close to a landing, like a plausible landing zone. I can't tell if that's making it further away or closer. Because, like, I thought what we wanted to do was burn like this. And then that makes the retrograde come closer. But it's clearly getting further away. So maybe what we do is we get on the other side. Sorry, it's, you know, learning experience or something. So we want to get, like, over here and then burn on it. Hey, I'm just want you to know, retrograde marker, I'm not really made of fuel right now. So if you would be so kind as to get onto the pole, I'd be very happy. Thank you. Good job. So that's about as good as it gets, I think. Alright, quick save. Because the next phase is all about the landing, man. It's all about the landing. Slowly approaching the planet here. Once we get to about 70,000, which is quickly approaching here, slow it down. So we're not that high above the surface anymore. Yeah, Jebediah, I mean, he's distant. I'm just gonna go speed 2 for a second here. Speed, which is actually speed 5, but you get the idea. Okay, 60,000. We might touch down a little sooner than 60,000, so just, you know, keep that in mind. Just want to maintain a controlled descent here. Patience, to be honest with you, is not really my strong suit. Do a little science in the meantime. Keep ourselves busy. The landing zone looks fine to me. We've only got another, you know, it seems like it's not a lot, but it's actually like 48 kilometers to go, so keep yourself in a controlled burn. You definitely don't want to be falling like 300 meters per second as you get closer here. Certainly, I'll just tell you straight up, not enough fuel to make it back in this stage. I'm try to reset the materials bay, because I imagine we get more science the closer we are to the surface. Maybe not. It's the same. Okay. 30,000. Trying to stay around 200 meters per second here as far as speed goes. Obviously, when we land, we want it to be substantially less than that, but so we're not exactly going 100% straight up and down anymore. We have a very, very slight velocity in the X direction. Get a quick save in here. This is for all the marbles, Valentina. And also, this is for all the marbles landing gear. Let's see you prove your worth here. I have noticed the engine might be touching the ground when we land. But I hope not. Okay, 17,000 meters here. Keep slowing yourself down. Again, it's not about making it back at this point. It's not feasible. It's just about landing and proving we can do it. And if we could walk on the moon, that'd be a start. How's the ground looking? Polygonal, but somewhat flat. It's actually a pretty good landing site, all things considered. Dude, now, at this point, I'm actually just hoping we have enough fuel to land. I don't know where we messed up, predominantly, but we definitely, I mean, it's possible that the crew cabin is just that much heavier. So it really compromised our final stage fuel here. I guess it's even possible that the landing gear was really heavy. We do have a little motion in the X direction, but this is pretty close to being, you know, as good as a landing of mine has ever gotten. As good as an attempt has ever gotten, I should say. And this one's for all the marbles, dude. It's a little bit of an angle. But I believe. Absolute silence, please. A little, a little too much in that direction. No! We've done it. Yeah, give me that science. Then you, EVA. All hatches are obstructed. Well, like, come on. You think I was born last night? Space, let's go! Alright, let's go, girl. Target. The moon. Where is that? When it's set as a target, I don't understand. Does the target not appear on the nav ball? I don't know, dude. It looks to me like we walk to the east. Which is... Okay, so I'm not going to do this. It's going to take us infinity years. Let's go back to our quick save here. We almost had... We're never going to get Jebediah here. At least not with that attitude. But we almost landed this. Don't kid yourself. There you go. Yeah. There you go. Thank you, engine. You're a good engine. You saved me a lot of time in this situation. Don't ruin your quick save, though, because you could still crash and die here. We should try to land in the crater. Unfortunately, that's a level of maneuver I'm not sure I'm comfortable with. Just about the worst thing we could have done. Yeah, that's not gonna do. Okay, well, no, we were so close. We were so close. Okay, let's just aim for the crater. Which is gonna be this direction. So this is a maneuver that I'm not super confident in. Much to everybody's surprise. We're actually ascending now. Yeah, that was a bad idea. Definitely not landing in a crater. You know what? Take me back, baby. I want to land here. We're getting further away from landing there. You know what? Let's just try to touch it down. I got high hopes. We've been so close so many times in a row here. It's really like the final maneuver is, it's tougher than it looks, is all I'm going to say in my own defense. We really, I mean, maybe should try to land a more stable rocket here in our final section instead of just a really, really tall thing with 3 legs. I would be afraid of this one. Okay, now we're going straight up. That's, I hit the wrong button there. I'll own up to that. Just try to match the ground. You got a good thing going here. This is the one. This is the one. Stay on target. This is it. Definitely our best chance. We're not landing. We're climbing. Just trying to... Oh, geez, that's a problem. Okay, F9. No, we got this, I'm thinking with portals now. Like, we're so close to landing. The last thing we gotta do before we land is neutralize... I mean, let's just try this one. This one's looking pretty solid. No, we still tip over, huh? Maybe if we didn't... That's an issue, I'll admit. So I think we should accelerate... in the opposite of the direction that we're traveling. Well, we have no engine, and that's going to be an issue. I'm just landing something that's way too tall, dude. No. That was an inappropriate reaction there. We don't want to hit the Z key. That was never going to work. I wish I hadn't collided with the planet, though. Okay, so here's what I'm trying to do on very short notice, is essentially, we're going to throttle up quickly, so we're no longer descending. We're ascending very, very slowly, if at all. Or ascending very, very slowly, if at all. And then we're going to travel in this direction to neutralize our X velocity. So we're going straight up and down again. Oh, it's like trying to land a freaking... I mean, here we go. It's just too tall. The thing is just too tall. We need another stage on this. I think I've failed on a conceptual level back in the vehicle assembly bay. Ah! It's like trying to balance like a bunch of plates on your nose or something like that. Of course, only now that I've gone to the moon do I realize that we never should have done this. Like it was flawed from conception. You saw that. Dude, please. I'm begging you. Okay, just give it a little burst in this direction. A little bit more. This might seem stupid, but basically now we're trying to get our prograde marker directly on the pole. It's like the scene in Austin Powers where he's trying to park the... whatever you would call that vehicle. The pseudo-cart. So now the retrograde is straight up, which means, or relatively straight up, which means, sorry, the prograde is straight up, which means the retrograde should be straight up once we start traveling back down towards the surface. Should happen any second now. This episode will be a success if I can just get out of the, like, land, get out of this thing, get back in, and have a reasonable expectation to escape the moon. So you can see, we're not quite straight up and down, but we're pretty freaking close. We are almost out of fuel, but the Terrier gets really good fuel efficiency. I don't want to end this episode until we've accomplished this, because, quite frankly, it's embarrassing, but... just no maneuvers in any direction. Just throttle up and throttle down. These are the only maneuvers that matter at this point. Should take, you know, less than 90 seconds to get down here. We're so close to being exactly out of fuel. What? Well, I mean, it was the most gentle collapse we've ever had. We're gonna rebuild this rocket, at least the final stage. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. And for now, thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time.